make an actual edited and cut video and make it all nice, but I've kind of gotten used to just doing these live videos, kind of like a radio show. I just say what I say, and if I say the wrong thing, it's like, oopsie daisies, I can't edit it out. Whoops. So, first of all, around this time last year, I was in a job. I was actually in a job outside of film because film slowed down. I took up a snow removal job. I was working for a company that I don't feel like really appreciated or gave a shit about their employees, especially me. I remember I still have the text, and it was like I replaced someone, and then some like HR person sent me this like I in an emergency I replaced someone, drove from Riviere du Loup with my girlfriend who just had like a knee surgery and like raced into town, to like cover this guy that like bailed on a shift for like, and then I got this like long, and it's just like this was just showing the bureaucracy of Quebec because this person's like, you should not have operated that equipment that night because you did not fill out this form and this form and this form, and it wasn't decided upon about the snow committee. Some weird long text like that, and I was like, I thought me driving 4 hours in from this eastern Quebec town all the way back to Montreal would get me an attaboy. But no, it actually just got me in trouble. And I was like, okay, so this company cares more about rules and stuff. And I remember like being 3 in the morning operating this loader, and certain people who happened to be related to the owner seemed to be their job to go around giving people shit for not wearing the blue cargo pants that are extremely uncomfortable to wear all night in a tractor. But see, I'm just a rebel and a piece of shit for not wanting to follow those rules. Anyways, okay, this was a weird way to start the video, but no, like this year was a different one. This year feels like two different years. One, because a certain thing from 2019 was still heavily prevalent, and we did, my channel gained a lot of subscriptions and viewership and watch time because I went to a certain protest and I live streamed it, and I'm very, very proud that I was there. I'm proud of Canada, that Canada started that movement, that it was Canadian truckers that started that movement. I've had a couple beers tonight, so that's why I'm slurring my words. But I'm extremely proud that I was there. I was proud of how peaceful it was. The media can lick my asshole for all the lies they told about it, and it was clearly lies. Anyone that went there was like, yeah, it seemed very peaceful, and everyone was fun and loving. Like, people were singing in circles, holding hands, singing Kumbaya. All races and colors too, and people are like, oh, but there were so many white people. Well, Canada is mostly white people. We're about 75% white people, so the fact that there was more people of color than like 30% was a pretty good stat. I don't know, well, and it shouldn't matter either way, but people are like, we shouldn't see race, and then they bring up race all the time. Weird, right? So that happened, and like in my like YouTube, I had my ups and downs with it because sometimes I got really busy with film work because I was going hard at film work, and I would just post the odd thing. But near the end of my stay in Quebec, because I really wanted to have memories of Quebec, and I did start to live stream more even after the convoy. I did it here and there at special events, but then in the last month in October, I really went because I kind of didn't really have that much work lined up, and I had the job lined up back home. But in Winnipeg, when I moved back, the apprenticeship that I'm really proud that I got of, and I did want to get out of working on film sets, and I just want to do my own things. I filmed 2 music videos with a guy named Santosh and another fellow. He has a really complicated name to say, so I'm not going to say it. Probably not that complicated, but yeah. But it was for a song called Kill Switch, so shot in a lot of cool locations, used my Segway, used my gimbal. Very happy to release those. For some reason, my screen keeps going to black. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm proud of the year, and you know what? Like, in this year, I had heartbreak. I think this was the first year I ever had heartbreak. I was with someone, and we both went through a lot of bad luck and had a lot of bad things happen to us while we were dating. And I feel like we both had really shitty things happen to us. She had a surgery. I stuck by her, took care of her. And I guess just when the going got tough, one of us broke up with the other person, said she needed space and to work on herself, and then a week later was with another guy. And so it's like, well, obviously they were texting before we broke up, so whatever. And it just sucks. It sucks to give your all to someone and think and then they talk about how 1 month like they want to marry you and they want to be with you forever, and the next month there was someone else. It's weird. It's very strange. And so like I'm not gonna believe I might not believe the next couple people that say they love me, or at least be more cautious and not believe everything anyone says. And that was a harsh lesson in life. And that's fine. Like lessons are learned that way. And I did kind of, and in that relationship, I learned like, like no matter, even if this person is gaga for you and wants to marry you, you still need to take care of yourself. Like I lost a bit of myself because that was the second curfew in Quebec. I stopped going to the gym, and I lost a friend, and the way he died was kind of really sad. And like I just in Christmas time last year, I was drinking a lot and smoking a lot of weed and just playing video games and like copying out of life. I wasn't reading, I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't taking care of myself. I just became this like loser on a couch that was just playing video games all day and smoking weed. And the holiday season, I feel like that's more acceptable. But still, like this year, I'm doing a lot better. I'm still going out and partying a lot, and yeah, and but I don't know. I just feel like I've made a ton of new friends coming back to Winnipeg. All these people that were here the whole time, all my other years here that I've never run into, and I swear maybe my positivity is attracting these people. I'm getting really pissed off. The screen keeps going black, but it is what it is. I guess I'll just have to keep touching the screen every once in a while. That's fine. Um, so yeah, like I definitely thought I would be this time last year. I thought I was going to be married and buying a house with someone, and it didn't happen. But I'm glad I stayed in. And actually, I got broken up with during the convoy, and that person was like, "Oh, I still want to see you, but I don't. I just want to be able to see other people too." And that was put to a stop when that person went through my phone and saw that I was not doing anything with anyone else, but talking to someone else, someone that I met at the convoy. So that was pretty funny how quick that got turned around. And that was just like, you know what? I think this person, and I learned a lesson. It's like sometimes people just like you for how much attention you give them, not because they actually like you. And that was pretty shitty. And as soon as someone else gave her, and as soon as she got better at her surgery, she was with another dude. And I was left still feeling down and depressed and not in the best rut of my life. And I pulled myself out of that. And the people that were in my family that should have been there for me, because I've been there for them in their lowest parts of their life. These people were not there for me, and it was people outside of my family that really kept me going through the hardest part of my life. And one of them is Shar. Her name's Shar. She's a painter. I have a podcast with her, and I'm currently staying in her house. And she's just this random lady that believed in me and thinks I'm a good person, yada yada yada, kind of thing. How cliche, but no, and I'm extremely lucky to have that. Not everyone has that. Some people just like don't get along with their family, and they don't get along with their family, and then they have nothing. And I feel like in this year I've come into having a new family, and to me that's awesome. Like I feel very lucky, and I'm trying to practice gratitude more. And I don't like some of these encounters I've had with people. I don't hate these people, but they were just lessons. And I think everyone comes in your life for something good or they're a lesson that you can learn. And I think that's the best way to look at it. And that's how I view things. Um, one sec. Anyways, so yeah, my New Year's resolutions are for one, no alcohol for a year. Last year I did it. I've talked about this before. I'm just recapping. I've definitely talked about it before. I'm having a beer right now. I'm trying to wind down, but I'm definitely not allowed to buy any more beers out anymore because even the cheapest beers, the ones that are on special, are like $6, and after tax and a tip, it's like $8. And that's a lot to be drinking and having a fun time off that. That sure adds up in a night. And when you go bar hopping, you have to pay cover. It's bullshit. I went at the tavern in Transcona. I had two Guinnesses and chicken fingers, and somehow that cost $40. Like inflation's really kicking my ass here, and I'm in a time in my life where I'm very close to being able to buy a home, but I need to just save and be smart. And it's like I don't even want to buy. I don't think I want to buy a home in Manitoba. I think I want to move away to either Florida or Alberta. And Florida would be a harder stretch because it's a whole different country, but I really want to do that. I'm gonna do no alcohol for a year. I tried it last year, but I gave up in the summer when I knew Montreal that was going to be the last year in Montreal and last summer. So it's like, okay, no, I need to experience a good summer in Montreal. Um, I'm doing no Amazon for 2 weeks. I feel like, for example, I needed to buy a lighter for work, and I bought two lighters off Amazon. Plus, I went to Canadian Tire. It's like, see, that was two lighters way too many. But like Amazon's a quick, like, oh, it just feels like you're fixing a problem instantly, and it feels good. 'Cause, oh, I just fixed a problem. I just bought this thing, and oh, that's a good deal. And sometimes it is pretty great because there are some pretty great deals. And right now I'm working 50 hours a week, so it's like, oh, okay, it is actually maybe not a bad thing that I just got this thing shipped to my house, and I don't need it now, but I need it eventually. But I'm gonna take a break from that 2 weeks, so that's a very likely thing. No FAP. I did it for a month, about a month, almost a month. So now I want to do it for 2 years, and I feel like I'm doing a lot of things right off the bat. But it's like, you know what? I think if I put myself in a mode where I'm really bored and I just really have to focus, I block porn on my phone. I don't want to watch any porn for a year. So if I do FAP, it'll be something that is not porn, and it's really, you know what? And it's funny. I remember like the bartender asked me. Like what one of some of my resolutions. It was a female bartender. She's like 35, and when I said one of them was like to not watch porn, she's like, I got that look from her, and it's just like, you know what? I'm seeing like something like 40% of dudes right now admit that they're addicted to porn. It's like the new drug for young people kind of thing, and it's just like we need to destigmatize talking about it because like everyone does it, like, or everyone's sexual, and I think maybe it's like less stigmatized to talk about having a coke addiction because when someone talks about a coke addiction, you imagine them doing this, right? But when you talk about a porn addiction, you imagine them going and doing that. So it's a little gross, right? Um, so, um, yeah, and I don't know. I definitely like a lot of people seem to have problems with it, and I think it's like it's a fucking waste of time, and it's just like cheap dopamine. Like you're unfocused, and you do that. You scroll Instagram, lay in bed. Next thing you know, it's noon and it's Saturday, and you did nothing instead of doing things like walking around and cleaning. Like to be honest, like today I've been on my phone a lot, but I made the goal of just staying home. And well, I allowed myself to go to the grocery store because there wasn't any food here, and I just instead of going to a fast food or a restaurant, I had to stay home and cook, and it was like a simple pleasure. I was cooking, I was watching YouTube videos, cleaning up the house, cleaning shoveling snow, and then I caught up on all my live streams that I was supposed to do for the daily Stoic reading. And I find like when there's no, and I've been drinking all day too, so I feel like even when I cut out alcohol, it'd be even more productive, right? All these little things add up and compound. I want to do no Instagram for a month because I've been scrolling way too much and I've been getting addicted to it. I would delete the YouTube app off my phone, but I seem to use it every day for productive reasons of making these. But the shorts feed is dangerous. If you do it for like 30 seconds, that's probably okay. But like that really like, okay, 6 seconds and the next thing, 6 seconds and the next thing, and you don't even remember what you're watching. I think that's like messing up people's focus and memory. Like it's pretty shitty. So I want to cut that out. And I want to cut Instagram out as no Instagram for a month, no Starbucks for a month. Why? Because I've been going there like twice a day, and that's $14 a day, basically, right there. 14 times 5. Let's go 7. Oh, let's see how good at math I am. Okay, so if I were to go, that's 140 if I were to go by 10. 14 times 10 minus 28. 42, so it's like about $110. That's my quick math. It's about $110 a week that I've been pissing away on Starbucks, and I should be saving money right now, right? But $110 a week on specialty coffee that I don't remember. See, it's like that's like ghost money. It's something I was reading in Kevin O'Leary's book about Cold Hard Truth about money or something. It's like you have to think of if you spend money on stupid things like that don't last. You have to also think of, okay, well, think of all the money if you put that in an investment that was like 4% for like 30 years. So that $140 or $120 a week, let's say you were investing that instead, and all the interest that accrued and that added to your retirement and more freedom in your later years to not work and just kind of do the work that you enjoy, the hobbies you enjoy. Think of all the money that could have happened by that $120 a week instead of going to Starbucks. And sometimes I'm really good. It's like sometimes I'm really good and I'm meditating every day, and then I fall off. And then sometimes I'm really good and I drink coffee every day from my house. And then sometimes I just go to Tim Hortons. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck it, I make lots of money. And then I just go nuts and buy Starbucks 2 times a day for weeks on end. Because I'm like, it's a specialty and I like it. Fuck that shit. But like, I'm kind of like, I'm not overly religious, but I think like religions like Ramadan and Lent, like giving up certain things for periods of time, make you realize whether or not they are important to you or not. I want to give up Instagram for a month because I like the following I built on there mostly. It's you find folks from here. Oh yeah, I have an Instagram, by the way, Mac Alton John on Instagram. So if you guys want to give me a follow on that, that'd be cool. I still post a lot, but I won't be posting for the month. No Starbucks for a month, no alcohol for a year, no Amazon for 2 weeks, right? And then no fap for 2 months. And if I do fap, it'll be no porn, no matter what I do. And I'm gonna cut out anyone that disrespects me, and that's been extremely disrespectful. And like, I don't know, because I find the more people I cut out of my life that are rude and disrespectful to me, like, or even like, okay, there's, like, I just find, like, I've cut out people that put off making plans with me and keep saying we're gonna make plans, and then they just don't, or they lead me on and then always ghost me. I've cut those people out. Now I have more people in my life that are more solid and will invite me places and like, oh, do you want to go here? And it's not a big deal. While other people, it's like you try and book something with them 2 weeks in advance, and it's we'll see, maybe. It's like, no, that's bullshit. You either want to hang out with me or you don't. And you know, I had a friend like just be a shitty piece of shit to me a month ago in a restaurant, and like I was asking him, and it's like, hey, I don't want to talk about this, and he kept bringing up something from my past and being like, you date loser girls and you don't learn on your lessons, and I can't believe you said this to so and so, you're a fucking idiot. And I was just like, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about this. And then I finally, and he kept going and laughing, and oh, why are you mad, and it giving me these little smirks, and I was like, I'm mad, please stop. Why are you mad? And you know what? I realized that guy's a miserable piece of shit, and he's like almost 60 and alone, and been alone for the last 10 years. No kids, no wife, nothing. There's a reason why he's like that. And he's telling me I don't know anything about women. Well, it's like, well, you know, I'm learning stuff about women by dating and putting myself out there. You just think you're too good for every girl that comes in your life. And then, Oscar, you're gonna not go there because Daddy's writing stuff, and you're just gonna go there. So yeah, that was my rant about that. But then I cut that guy out, and then it's like that night I went to a party full of really positive people, and all these people I'm still in contact with. And it's like, oh, it's like this pattern when you cut out shitty people. Like if I saw him in public, I'd still say hi, but it's just like, no, I don't want to talk to these people anymore. I don't want to talk to people that treat me like they treat me like I'm still 16. It's bullshit. I've cut out people from my family that talk to me like I'm irresponsible and an idiot. It's like, it's funny, like people I work with treat me like I'm responsible. And all my jobs, people have treated me like I'm responsible, like a good human being, smart, yet like people from my own family. It's funny, there was one time I was like I worked for this farmer, and I really cherish, like, I think I worked 2 years for this guy, or like a couple winters and a couple summers here and there. I really cherish working for this farmer because he taught me a lot of stuff, and he gave me a lot of confidence, and he's like, you are a smart guy. You are a very smart guy. And I remember I was like helping him like pop the tires off of these semi rims. I took them off the semi trailer, and we were putting them back on and like doing stuff like that. It was very, very, very cool. It was like really cool to work with this guy. And it was like, I remember going home. I don't remember. And then like someone from my family, I was putting air in my vehicle, my Durango, and they came out and they yelled at me like, "You don't know what you're doing." Meanwhile, I was like popping, like an hour before that, I was popping off tires off of semi and like patching the hole and like re-popping like mounting the tire back on rim and popping it. So and then just like going home and being told I'm an idiot and don't know anything about vehicles. It's like, oh, okay. It's weird. I do find I've gotten more confidence and skills from like my bosses and my coworkers throughout my life. Like I don't really relate to any of those Hallmark videos or videos on YouTube where it's like, this person in my family taught me how to do this. I really don't have that. I honestly don't have that, and that's the way life is, and it's fine. It's just life's different for everyone. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna cut out anyone that like disrespects me, puts me down, mocks me. That shit's going out. Like I'm just done with that. And And I find the more I cut those people out, the more it makes room for better people. So this was a long 20-minute video live. So I'm always worried. I'm like, oh, did I say something I shouldn't have? But that's the fun thing about live is I can't sit here and edit it and obsess over it and then procrastinate it and then post it 3 weeks too late, because that's what happens a lot of the time when I go to edit things. And someone told me it's like, well, procrastination's a trauma response. But yeah, anyways, no, so it's a perfectionist thing but I can't be perfectionist with this, and I love that. Thank you for everyone that's watching. And like, no, from the bottom of my heart, what a cliche thing to say, but no, I'm very happy. For like, I grew more this year than any other year in YouTube, and I'm really happy for that. I'm really happy. A lot of the supporters came from the people that were watching the convoy, and then I started kind of doing more travel-y, touristy videos around Montreal, and just kind of posting my thoughts and opinions here and there. And I'm putting out like all different kinds of weird stuff, and I'm still keeping like I went from like 300 to 8,000 people in like 2 weeks, and I slowly lost some, and now we're down to 6,400. And my goal next year is to surpass 10K. I'd really like to do that, but I need to, and like from work and the aviation school, I've kind of gotten bogged down and fell behind. And I've just been doing these videos every day, or like the daily Stoic reading videos every day, but I still have some projects to put out, and I'm still working away, and I'm trying to book. It's like a full-time job to convince people to come on your podcast, and then again, I also have to expand my podcast from here and put it onto other platforms. But right now, I'm just picking away and doing what I can every day, and just kind of, and that's the whole point of my New Year's resolutions, is I'm going to create a lot of boredom, so that I kind of do things that are more important to me anyways. Scrolling through my phone on Instagram is not important, but building my YouTube channel is. And it's like, if I'm bored, then I'm more likely to edit videos. I'm more likely to reply to comments. I'm more likely to, create things on my channel that I should be creating. Where is he? And like editing the videos that I need to be editing. Like, I feel like if you have video games, if you have porn, if you have scrolling, you're just not going to do those things. And even if you do work yourself up to do those things, you can barely do those things because you're so unfocused, because your brain is so scattered and unfocused from instant gratification all the time. Now I'm just repeating myself, but the big one I'm really, really, really wanting to go for is no alcohol. And even last year during the convoy, I didn't drink at all. That seemed like the perfect time to drink, but I was adamant about the goal last year, but I broke it in the summer. So it is what it is. I'm going to make it this year. And then plus I have all these other goals. So no, and I go off into tangents a lot. But no, for everyone, thank you from the bottom of the heart for watching. I do know there's some people that watch every single video of mine, and I appreciate that. There's like a strong 100 of you that watch everything no matter what I do, and I'm really happy for that. Okay, maybe I exaggerated. It's like 40, but no, I really, really appreciate it, and thank you. I'm very happy and grateful for you guys. And, like, I've had a lot of stuff happen to me this year, and I've had stuff happen to me this year that I'm going to I have stories to tell, weird things that happened to me this summer in Montreal, and I'm waiting till a couple of years to tell these stories because they're wild. But this year has felt like 2 different years, because I think it was the end of COVID and the beginning of like kind of like things being done with it, and I'm really, really happy. Like, I've had a lot of good and bad things happen, a lot of lessons, and getting my heart broken, and like realizing that maybe I'm in the wrong province, and maybe I need to really build myself up and not put my life in the hands of other people, and I need to be totally self-reliant and not get my happiness from any other people other than the things I do, was an important lesson I learned this year. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hit that like button and subscribe. Anyways, ciao for now. You guys have a great day. Okay, bye.